Marking the directions of contours is not something a professional artist would do, but one would definitely keep it in mind. Tonal values rendering looks convincing when pencil strokes go along the contours of a body. This way, an artist describes the three-dimensional nature of an object. Contours can go at any angle, but some directions describe volumes better than others. You can see on this model that the ribcage is not strictly vertical, it inclines backwards. The pelvis also has its tilt. To demonstrate the contours of the body, I will make a paper cylinder and draw horizontal lines with a marker. This cylinder will represent various body parts at different angles. So, when the cylinder is positioned vertically, the marker lines are horizontal and straight. However, the ribcage has the tilt. This is how it looks. You can see that horizontal marks no longer appear straight, but curve downward, because we see those contours of the cylinder from above. The pelvis, however, has a different tilt. This time, we see the contours of a cylinder from below, and the marker lines curve upwards. The same in a human body. From this point of view, contours of the ribcage are seen from above, so we draw them curving downward. However, the contours of the pelvis are seen from below, so the curvature bows upward. It is important to understand contours and use them in life drawing because such virtual lines help to describe the three-dimensional nature of a human body on the flat surface of the drawing. Contours can describe not only big forms, but volumes of muscles as well. The contours of the model's upper arm are seen from below because its elbow points to the viewer. However, the forearm's contours are seen from above, so their curvature bows downward. Contours are virtual lines. Do not confuse them with the visible outlines of a body. In the backside view, we see the contours of the neck from below. Another reason to use contours in life drawing is to render tonal values by applying pencil strokes along them. This way, with every stroke, you will describe a spatial arrangement of the body's volumes and its construction. Using a paper cylinder, I will demonstrate the contours of a body in this view. The contours of the model's relaxed thigh are seen from below, therefore they curve upward. These contours take into account the curvature caused by the talar's muscle. The contours of the supporting leg are seen from above, so they are curved downward. The same applies to both lower legs. The pelvis is tilted forward. That is why we see its contours from above. Opposite to the pelvis, the contours of the ribcage are seen from below, because this bony structure is not vertical, but leaning backward. The pelvis and ribcage are always tilted in different directions, so their contours differ as well. The model's left elbow is facing away from the viewer. That is why the upper arm contours are seen from above, and the forearm contours from below. The neck is forward-leaning, and therefore we see contours from above. The model's raised elbow is pointing forward. Therefore, the upper arm contours are seen from below, the forearm contours from above. I illustrated those contours for you to help you understand the relationship between the body part's tilt and points of view on cross-sections.
The model's right elbow is pointing away from a viewer, and therefore we see its cross-section contours as ovals that curve downward in this point of view. The model's upper arm contours are bowed in the opposite direction. In the backside view, the neck contours are seen from below. Therefore, in this view, they are bent upward. The model's rib cage is also tilted. So, its contours are seen from above and curved downward. The pelvis, on the other hand, is tilted forward. We can illustrate this geometry of the pelvis in drawing. The model's knees are facing away from the viewer. That is why contours of the thigh are seen from above, and the contours of the shin from below. Drawing contours is optional. If you are a beginner, I would strongly advise that you do so. Conversely, if you already spent hundreds of hours drawing from life, you could simply keep direction of contours in your mind.
Such contours can be marked in drawing. They describe the form and help to apply tonal rendering along that form. The contours of the upper arm are seen from above. The neck and pelvis are tilted in such a way that we see their contours from above. Because the model's left thigh is pointing forward, we see its contours from below. Contours follow the volume of muscles. The model's right thigh is straight, and therefore we see it from above. The same can be said about both knees and lower legs. Because we have the main contours in place, it is now easier to hatch pencil strokes along those contours. The right elbow is pointing towards the viewer, and therefore we see the upper arm's contours from below. The forearm goes in a different direction to the upper arm, and we see its contours from above. The neck is tilted forward, so its contours are seen from below. The left thigh is protruding forward, and we see the contours from above, while the left shin's contours are seen from below. The right leg's contours are seen from above. The relaxed leg is slightly flexed, and we see its contours from below. We look at the supporting leg's contours from above. The same applies to the lower legs and arms.
As you see on this model, the rib cage is not straight but tilted backward, while the pelvis is tilted forward. I will demonstrate the contours using a paper cylinder. With the tilt of the rib cage, the cylinder's bottom plane is visible, and therefore we see the cylinder's contours from below. Black lines in this view are arched upward. The same with a rib cage. Its contours in the front side view are arched upward as well. I will use very little pencil pressure to illustrate this curvature. The pelvis, on the other hand, is tilted forward. In such a position, we see its top plane. That is why the contours of the cylinder are seen from above and are bowed downward. We can illustrate this geometry of the pelvis in drawing. Its top plane is seen from above. The model's upper legs are foreshortened, with their knees pointing to the viewer. In such a position, we see the cylinder from below. This applies to the thigh contours as well. The contours of the model's lower legs are seen from above. This geometry can be illustrated in drawing. The elbow of the model's left arm is pointing away from the viewer, so the contours of the upper arm are seen from above. The contours of the forearm are seen from below. The neck is slightly tilted forward, and therefore we see its contours from above. The same applies to the model's right upper arm. Above and below refer to the anatomical position of the body parts. As you can see, the directions of the pencil strokes follow the curvature of contours defined in previous steps. I have to say that in real life, I would not draw contours to get prepared for tonal rendering. The stroke's direction would come automatically during tonal rendering. However, if you feel that at the beginning it is easier for you to think about geometry of contours first and then work on tonal values, you are welcome to do such a step. Also, keep in mind that contours are not only perpendicular cross-sections. They can be drafted in any direction. Nevertheless, not every direction would describe the three-dimensional nature of an object in the best way. To keep things simple for this lesson's purposes, I will mostly apply pencil strokes along contours of perpendicular cross-sections.
For students like you, we created the Life Drawing Academy, so you could learn without leaving your home from talented artists and art teachers who went through Russian art education system themselves and teach art in the best academies of the world. Here is what you will get in the Life Drawing Academy online course. For a one-time payment, you will get a lifetime access to the 52 life drawing video lessons, which include more than 70 video parts and have total playback time of more than 20 hours. You can watch those videos as many times as you want. They are available online 24/7, and you can watch lessons on any internet-connected device. You will get detailed tutorials on proportions and construction of a human head and body. In multiple video lessons, you will see the various proportions of a human body, head, and face. You will discover various classical canons of proportions and detailed instructions on how to use them in drawing. You will learn how to draw realistic portraits and figures step by step with the necessary knowledge of anatomy. As a Life Drawing Academy student, you can rely on unlimited personal support from Academy tutors. Such support includes artworks critiques, answers to your art-related questions, advice on how to improve your life drawing skills. Our personal support is provided for a lifetime and comes at no extra charge. No other art college or university will ever offer you the same deal. Every video lesson of the Life Drawing Academy self-education course gives more information about classical figurative drawing than students get during 4 years at a contemporary art college. After watching 52 lessons, you will know at least 52 times more about life drawing than an average art college graduate. The real value of the Life Drawing Academy course for 52 lessons, plus personal support, which is priceless, is $99 per every video lesson, which is $5,148. However, you can enroll today at a heavily discounted price of only $297. If you want to receive personal tutoring from the Academy teachers, you can apply for the Life Drawing Academy correspondence course. This is a great value, optional extra. Life Drawing Academy is your unique chance to learn from accomplished fine artists and art teachers Alexander Rishkin, Vladimir London, and Natalie Ricci, who can personally teach you strong drawing skills step by step. All three teachers have exceptional art education and spent many years practicing and teaching art. The drawing techniques and methods we teach are the same as students learn in the best art academies in Moscow and St. Petersburg. Here's what you will get. In addition to all the benefits of the Life Drawing Academy online course, you will receive one-on-one personal guidance from Academy tutors who will teach you traditional drawing skills and 100 drawing tasks. Every task will have in-depth instructions, including several discussions, critiques, and pieces of advice on improvement. The value of such tasks is $99 each, which is $9,900 in total. However, for a limited number of students, we offer this course for only $997. When the places are filled, we will suspend enrollment or put the price to its real value. This is your unique chance to get unlimited personal tutoring at a tiny fraction of what it really costs. Don't miss your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Enroll now.